Hey everyone, Ben here. Now I've been making liveries on iRacing for some time now, and I wanted to share with you what I've learned and put together a quick guide so that literally anyone can make their own custom liveries within just 15 minutes, exactly like this one on screen. So let's do it. Okay, so first, in order to do this, we're going to need to download a piece of design software. Assuming you don't have Photoshop, your best bet is to download a program called Gimp. Don't be put off by this, it really is super simple. Punch Gimp 2.0 into Google, follow the download link and install the program on your system. Next, you're going to want to download the template for your car of choice from iRacing. This will let you work on the paint scheme in Gimp. Head on over to the paint shop, find the download template button and that'll rapidly download the PSD file onto your computer. The PSD file will come ready with all of the existing livery designs you can normally cycle through on the iRacing paint shop, but by opening it and editing it in Gimp, you get to fully edit these base designs in minutes. Let's take a look. Okay, so we open the PSD as layers. This brings up the top-down car template, in this case for the Aston Martin GT4. Now this is a pretty simple layout to work with. You can pretty much recognise most bits of the car on first glance here. Other cars are a bit more complicated, but nothing that should put you off. Now the livery file itself is made up of lots of layers. These layers include things like number boxes, mandatory race decals like the Michelin branding, and then the paint scheme itself. So this box is where all of your layers are contained. This box is your toolbox, with things like a paintbrush, bucket fill, resizing objects, and many more all featured. The first thing you want to do is turn on the wire. This will highlight the contours of the car you're working with and make it easier to place logos later. We'll colorise the wire black by heading here, so it's easily visible. Now scroll down your layer list. Ignore everything until you get to the car patterns. You'll notice there's no eyeball here, and that means it's turned off. So let's turn it on and you'll immediately see the top paint scheme gets applied to the car. Let's begin by turning off the ones I don't want. This list is stacked so the layers on top show up unless you remove the eye symbol. I'm keeping this simple, so let's go for this layout, even though as you can see there are loads to choose from. Now the advantage of making your livery here and not in the stock iRacing paint shop is you have a free hand to edit these stock liveries as you see fit. So let's show you what I mean. I want to make a replica Gulf Racing livery, so the base colour of this livery is going to be light blue. So I'm going to go to the bucket fill tool, click it, and then in the submenu raise the minimum threshold to around 130. This will mean that when I click the red portion of the car, it picks up all the red elements on the livery and leaves nice clean lines on the car. Now I want the trim of the car to be in orange, so let's do that now. Notice when I click on these green elements, only those chunks of the car change colour. So I'm already making more custom choices than would be possible in the iRacing paint shop. You can Google the specific hex codes so you have the exact Gulf Racing colours as I have. Okay, so far so easy, but how do we check how this is looking? Well, to do that we can export it into our iRacing paint files. Go up to this menu, hit export, find your iRacing folder in documents, then paints, and save as car _ and then your 6-digit customer ID from iRacing. You'll find it in your account settings. When you do that, head on over to the paint shop in iRacing again and you'll see the game is now displaying your unfinished custom livery. So that all looks good. Now we need to do some logo placement for sponsors. Again, we're going to keep this simple but authentic. A quick Google search for logo PNG files has already given me what I need, so let's start adding them in. First, let's go for the main Gulf branding and place our first logo on the side of the car. For this, we add layers, select the logo, and there it appears. Now I like to group my logos into a folder, so I'm going to right click and create a new layer group and pop it in. You'll see why later. Now I need to resize and position the logo. About there looks pretty good. Let's see how it looks properly by exporting it again to iRacing. And I think that's just about right. Now I know I want another of these logos on the bonnet. So let's duplicate this layer, flip it around 90 degrees and position it in the middle. I'll need to do a little bit of resizing as well. Once again, that looks pretty good. I'm going to repeat this process with just 3 other sponsor logos and see what we can come up with. And there we go, nice and simple. We've gone with the Aston Martin Racing and Hackett brands, as well as a bit more Gulf Racing branding too. Again, all of these are sourced through quick Google searches for PNG files. Now we need to get the other side of the car matching up. Here's where grouping the logos from the side of the car comes in handy. This time we're going to duplicate that group, flip it over 180 degrees, flip everything horizontally, and with the wire on, slowly drag it up and over the car until we know it's in the identical position. Once we're happy, we then use the flip horizontal tool on each individual logo. Let's export again, and when we check it out in the paint shop, it's all looking good. And now we have our custom Gulf Racing livery ready to race, and it was super easy to do. Of course, way more sophisticated designs are possible that start completely from scratch without any template livery, with bespoke paint schemes and decals, and even with chrome, satin and matte finishes. If you're interested in racing something more advanced and detailed, I'm now offering my services for livery commissions. You can find a link in the description to a series of my current designs to get a sense of the quality of liveries I produce. And if you'd like to find out how to commission one for yourself, then leave a comment below this video. Thanks for watching, I hope you found it helpful, and I'll see you on the next one.